Hello there, and welcome to A Film a Day with me, Jordan Woodley. I thought I'd change things up a bit, rather than always going for the bookshelf for my cinema viewings. So I thought I'd let myself get comfortable so I can talk about the madness, the high octane, incomprehensible film that is F9, the Fast and Furious Saga. Or I suppose it's technically called F9 from the Fast and Furious Saga. It's hard to say. This Fast and Furious Saga thing is new. It is a new edition considering they're on their 9th instalment. It's funny, really. I have had a very long-standing relationship with the Fast and Furious series. I definitely remember I think I saw Too Fast, Too Furious first. And it must have been in the early noughts. And I remember really liking that one, even though general opinion is that's probably one of the worst ones, but being my first one, me and my brother, it was one that we both genuinely loved quite a lot. And I've never been into cars. It's not my thing at all. But there's just something about the way that they structured it and sold it that made you go, oh, I really care about when he hits the nose at the right time. And of course you had Brian and Roman in that one. No Vin Diesel, no Dominic Toretto, but I remember really liking it. And then you had Tokyo Drift, which wasn't really my thing at all. And then it was weird because I definitely remember a decade jump where not remembering seeing any Fast and Furious films. And then at some point I heard that The Rock had been introduced, and I sort of came back around and started watching them all. And I'd watched the first one, and I watched them all the way up to 5. And then I watched 7, and 7 was the point when I was actually getting into them. There's just something about the fact that it's gone from sort of crime-ish drama, street racing film. The original was Point Break, but with cars. And now, by the time we got to 7, it was super spies, flying, driving cars into jets, jumping across the Burj, was it the Burj Dubai or the Burj Khalifa? But yeah, I think it was the Burj Khalifa. And it's a point where it's like, oh wow, this is just nonsense now. This is just really, but it's sort of come through, it's stupid, but it's almost so ridiculous and stupid that it kind of pushes through to almost being brilliant, in a sense that it's like there is nothing like it. So yeah, we get through the sort of new era. Of course, we lose The Rock, who went off to Hobbs and Shaw, and then we've had, and unfortunately, of course, we lost Paul Walker in real life, and I think those things really, both Paul Walker's passing and The Rock not getting on with Vin Diesel and deciding to sort of spin off. It means the identity of the Fast Saga has been the road, as it were, of the Fast Saga has been quite a bumpy and strange one. But yeah, F9 is the point in which you kind of go, okay, on the one hand, you know that you're ludicrous, and I don't mean the actor who is in this. You know that you're this 10th level of ridiculous. You know the memes that surround you, and you're playing into them to such a degree that, I don't know, the identity of this is, I don't know at which point the bubble bursts and we go, no, this has gotten stupid now. Because it has gotten so ridiculous and so nonsensical that it's kind of baffling that we keep going to them. But I am a victim of that as well, that I keep going to them just because I'm so intrigued to see what they're going to do next. So this one, of course, this is the one. I mean, there's no point discussing plot details. It's they're being recruited again as super spies to drive cars. There's a comedy, there's drama, there's some kind of over the top set piece. They all drink Coronas and have a barbecue together. The formula has become incredibly standard for these films. But it's almost the mechanics of them and the bits between that's interesting. It's the fact that clearly Vin Diesel takes these films very seriously. You know, Vin Diesel is the kind of actor who wants to be, you know, in spite of the fact that he is practically like this, you know, he is part of the new era of action hero alongside like your Stallones and your Schwarzeneggers. You know, you have him, you have Dwayne Johnson, you have Cena. Of course, these are all people who are in the Fast Saga, but you know, you have Batista, and they appear to be the new generation of sort of your action stars. But Vin Diesel also has that idea of higher drama that you saw him trying to do that with Riddick. I don't know about Triple X because I haven't seen the new one, but again, he's trying to revitalise that, and you can see him with the Fast Saga wanting to say something more than aren't cars cool, because, and this is the strange thing about it, you have your big set piece car stuff where it's ludicrous. This one has cars being thrown around by giant magnets, them being swinging across vines like Tarzan, but the cars are the Tarzan. There's a point. We're at the point now where everyone is indestructible. You know, these are action figures at this point that we are playing with. The one that struck me in this film is the point in which Letty, Michelle Rodriguez's character, is thrown out of her car, and Vin Diesel decides to. The way he's going to try and save her is by driving his car fast enough that he catches her. And when I say catches her, I mean hits her with the bonnet of his car. Which, frankly, would cause more damage than if she'd just been thrown out of the car and hit trees or hit the ground. The idea that she lands on the bonnet of the car and they kind of share a look and it's like, oh, this is, you know, he's rescued her. It's like, this is nonsense physics. There is no physics. Which is mad because they make a big deal of the importance of physics. Because one of the major plot lines, and I on some degree I have to credit this, which is Roman has the big crisis of consciousness after a near-death experience, where he keeps pointing out exactly how unbelievable their lives are with the fact that they keep nearly dying. They hit submarines, they hit planes with their cars, they've jumped out of planes in their cars. You know, it's, you know, they should be dead. And he has this huge existential crisis about it. And that's all, you know, and it's played for laughs. And you have Ludacris, and you have I can't remember the name of the character or the actress, but the one from Game of Thrones, basically saying, no, it's all science. You know what? If the physics make sense, it can be done. And the fact that it calls that out, it almost feels like they're looking into the screen and saying, trust us, just trust us. To the point when. And I will spoil this because every meme ever has spoiled this, and it is the thing that they have. It's in the trailer. I don't even know I'm questioning this. They go to space, and they've been talking about this. You know, Fast 9. Which Fast film will they be going to space in? They've been talking about it since I think Fast 6, and here we are. They went to space, and it's like they've turned to the camera and gone, "We know. We see the memes too. Han is back again, spoiled in the trailer. And everyone was speculating how he's back. He's like, nope, he faked his own death, even though in Tokyo Drift all those years ago his death was pretty definitive. And then when they came back to that in Fast 6, I think it was, or 7, again they restated his death is pretty definitive because Jason Statham actively was going to kill him. Nope, they just say, nope, it was faked, it was all a big conspiracy, he worked with Mr. Nobody, he's fine. And it's so head-scratching. I mean, I'm waiting for the day that they try and get Gal Gadot so they can bring her back, because everyone in this series who has died has come back. So, like I say, the fact that the film shoots two of your characters into space, and then Ludacris keeps saying, hey, the physics works. It's all about the numbers, and it's like, that's not how science works. You know this film. You know this. But it almost po-facedly does it. It almost kind of is winking every 10 minutes going, you know. And it is almost frustrating because, of course, Roman having this crisis of conscience, you have that thing where it's like he keeps calling out how ridiculous that is, but just because you have something stupid and then point out how stupid it is doesn't make it any less stupid. And it's very strange in that regard. And so you have that side of it. And that in itself is fun and nonsense and very watchable. But then, as I say, Vin Diesel is fixated on familia and the drama. And so you have the cartoon action figures being thrown around. But then you also have the telenovela. And you have John Cena as Dominic Toretto's brother and their past. And we keep flashing back to the young actors who play them, who I really think that was an odd choice, because we spend a lot of time with the younger versions of Dom and Jacob. And frankly, it's very strange. And yeah, you have this, the point when you have scenes between John Cena and Vin Diesel having these big dramatic moments, and it's all about family, and and obviously Dom's thinking about his son and his love of Michelle Rodriguez, even though, and with the greatest respect, they are the most anti-chemistry couple I think I've ever seen depicted on film. I genuinely didn't think they were ever even going to touch or kiss for most of the film, because they kept this very weird distance from each other. And then there was one moment towards the end where they do share a kiss, and it was almost like, okay, so they are a couple, which having followed the series, I knew they were, but it almost needed restating. Yeah, it's not that, they don't have any chemistry. It's just, it feels very mates. And it just doesn't have any, I don't know, there's just something very strange. Again, it sort of fits into that action figure aesthetic. It is like, it's like how people sometimes talk about certain characters who, you almost want to be a little bit asexual because it's appealing to sort of a younger sort of teen demographic, or even younger, sort of tween demographic, who, want their heroes to almost be a little bit sexless. But yeah, and it's just the fact that you have this heavy character drama, about family and about sacrifice and about, demons not laid to rest, and the cost of decisions, tied up with guys in space. It's guys driving a car into space and then having to drive into a satellite to destroy it. Yeah, it's a strange film, and I mean, I know there is now this big MCU style vision that we're going to have the last two films and they are going to wrap up the main saga. I know they have loads of other plans. I don't know where Hobbs and Shaw is going, whether that's still on the sequels to that are in the works, and of course I know they're talking about an all-female Fast and Furious team. But in terms of the Dominic Toretto story, we've got two left, and they're going to be some kind of big two-parter. I imagine Charlize Theron will play a major part, because she played a major part in this. Well, actually, she played a sort of background part in this one, and has been a big villain to the Toretto family now for some time. Yeah, again, I don't quite know where you go from here. Once you put your guys in space, once you've had the long-lost brother, I don't really know what you do in terms of your ludicrous plot or your telenovela plot. I am intrigued to see what... Time travel, I guess? I don't know, Fast and Furious versus Transformers? Something like that? At this point, it could be anything. If people have memed about it enough, they'll know, because that's how we got Handback and Cars in Space. So, and I can't say I hate it. I still found it such a strange and yet enticing watch that I can't say that it's, they clearly have found something. That it's one of the only other hugely successful franchises other than the MCU, and you've got to credit with them with the fact that they've got this inbuilt fan base storytelling style. So, you know, you've got to lift a Corona and toast them, because no one could have seen the Fast Saga being as epic and grandiose as it has become. But hey, you know, I would talk about some of the spoilery things towards the end, characters who came back, teases for the next one, but it's the same old, really. And I feel like I've spoiled enough, even though everything I've said has been in the trailers, so make of that what you will. And again, still feeling the effects of being in the cinema, watching this on the big screen is, again, tilts me in the direction of favour still. I'm waiting for that film where even seeing it in the cinema, I'm not having a good experience with, now that we're back, for now. Anyway, thank you for joining me. If you like this video, hit the like button, comment below, and share the video, because those all help me in the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell to get notifications of when new videos are uploaded, and check out my catalogue of over 200 videos. Follow me on Twitter at Jordan_Woodley, where I tweet about films and TV shows, and I share these videos once they've been uploaded to YouTube, either the day of or the day after. Thank you for joining me. Take care.